Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about common factoring. We're going to find the greatest common factor, or the GCF, and we are going to common factor polynomials. Go ahead and grab a piece of paper and a pencil and let's get started. First we're going to talk about the steps to common factor. So the first step is we need to find the greatest common factor of all terms in the algebraic expression. The second step is we need to write the common factor in front of the brackets. In the brackets, we're going to write the algebraic expression that results from dividing each term by the common factor. Okay, let's go ahead and look at finding the greatest common factor between two numbers. So we're going to start by just making a list of the common factors for the numbers 18 and 30. So for 18, we have 1 and 18. We have 2 and 9. Three and 6. And that's it. Let's take a look at 30 next. So we have 1 and 30. We have 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and we have 5 and 6. So now we're going to look at the numbers that are common between both of them and figure out which one is the greatest. So they both have a 1, they both have a 2, they both have a 3, and they both have a 6. So 6 is the highest number that's common between both of them, so we're going to call this the greatest common factor. So therefore, the GCF is 6. Okay, let's go ahead and look at another example. This time we're going to find the greatest common factors between the numbers 28 and 49. So go ahead and make your list, and we'll see if we have the same answer. Okay, so for 28, we have 1 and 28, 2 and 14, and 4 and 7. Next, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the numbers of 49. Go ahead and make your list. Okay, so 49 actually only had 3 numbers, so 1 and 49, and 7 and 7, but we only need to write the 7 once. So if we look at our list, the greatest common factor then is 7. So therefore, the GCF is 7. Okay, the next example, find the greatest common factor of 10 and 35. Go ahead and make your list. Okay, so the factors of 10 are 1 and 10, 2, and 5. So those are the numbers that multiply to give 10. Okay, next let's make our list for 35. Go ahead. Okay, so for 35, 1 times 35 is 35, and 5 times 7 is 35. So the greatest common factor between them is 5. Okay, so let's get right into common factoring now. So we're looking for a number that's common, number or variable, that's common between 32x and 4x squared. So first let's take a look at the coefficients, the numbers in front of the variables. So let's look at the factors of 4. So we have 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. So 1, 2, and 4. And then we're going to look at the factors of 32. So go ahead and make your list if you need to. So the greatest common factor between 4 and 32 is 4. Next, we're going to look at the variable part of it. So we have an x in one term and an x squared in the second term. So each term has a common x. So our greatest common factor is actually 4x. So what we're going to do next is we're going to write that greatest common factor term in front of our bracket And then we're going to divide 32x by 4x and 4x squared by 4x, and that result goes inside the bracket. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so the result is 4x times 8 plus x in the brackets. And we can check by expanding and simplifying. So if I took 4x times 8, so 4 times 8 is 32, so 32x plus 4x times x is 4x squared. So again, I can expand and simplify, and if I get my original question, then I know I have factored correctly. Okay, let's look at another example. 27y squared plus 9. So if I look at the question, I don't have any y's in the second term, so I know my GCF is not going to have a variable. So let's just go ahead and look at the coefficients or the numbers. So 27 and 9. So what is common between 27 and 9? And what's the highest number that's common between them? Okay, go ahead and think about that for a minute and then write down your answer. Okay, the greatest common factor is 9. So again, we're going to write the 9 in front of our bracket, and then the resulting dividing by 9 for each term is going to go inside the brackets. So we're going to write that as 9 times 3y squared plus 1. And again, I can check by using the distributive property. So 9 times 3y squared is 27y squared. 9 times 1 is 9. Okay, another example. 4x plus 7x cubed. Okay, so if I look at the numbers, so the 4 and the 7, 4 has 1, 2, and 4, and 7 is a prime number, so it only has 1 and 7. So there's not really a GCF for that, a 1, I guess. A 1 is understood to be there. Let's go ahead and look at the variables x and x cubed. So each x and x cubed has at least one x in common. So that's actually our greatest common factor. So the GCF is x. So now to common factor, we're going to write the x in front of our bracket. And then we're going to divide each term by x, and the result goes inside the bracket. So 4x divided by x is just 4. 7x cubed divided by x is 7x squared. And that's it. Again, we can check by expanding. X times 4 is 4x, plus x times 7x squared is 7x cubed. Okay, here's another example. Common factor 50x to the exponent 6y minus 20x squared y squared plus 40xy to the exponent 4. Okay, go ahead and see if you can figure out your GCF. Okay, did you figure out your GCF was 10xy? So I can divide each term by 10xy, and the result's going to go inside my bracket. So let's go ahead and common factor. Okay, so when I divide each term by 10xy, the result is 5x to the exponent 5, subtract 2xy, plus 4y cubed inside the brackets. And again, I can check by expanding. So 10xy times 5x to the exponent 5 is 50x to the exponent 6y. 10xy times negative 2xy is negative 20x squared y squared. And then the last term, 10xy times 4y cubed is 40xy to the exponent 4. So again, that works out when we expand and simplify. All right, here's another example. So negative 66x squared minus 24x plus 36. Go ahead and see if you can find the common factor. Okay, did you figure out the GCF was -6? Great job. Okay, so let's go ahead and common factor. So -6 is going to be in front of the bracket, and then we're going to divide each term by -6 to get the result for inside the bracket. Go ahead, give it a try. Okay, so inside your brackets, you should have 11x squared plus 4x minus 6. We could have written our GCF as 6, and so that would mean there would be a 6 in front of our bracket, and all of the signs inside the brackets would have switched. Okay, let's look at another example. So this is our last example, so we're going to common factor -24x squared y squared plus 36xy subtract 60x. Okay, go ahead and see if you can figure out your greatest common factor. Okay, did you figure out your greatest common factor was 12x? Great job. Okay, so let's go ahead and common factor. Okay, so 12x times -2xy squared plus 3y subtract 5 is our common factor. Okay, so again, we can check by distributing. 12x times -2xy squared is -24x squared y squared. 12x times 3y is 36xy, and 12x times -5 is -60x. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.